President Tinubu is back.
Well done, sir.
Okay, so you've seen that, you've heard that. That's Tinubu coming back from Brazil. He's been out of the country for some days now, trying to build the relationship between Nigeria and Brazil. I have a problem with this picture, and I have a problem with this video. Tinubu has been traveling a lot, to be honest, to different places. There was a time he went to Saint Lucia. There was a time he was in Brazil. There was a time he went to was it with Macron in France and all of that. When you're back, this is not a courtesy visit to Abuja. This is the president coming back to the country, to his own base, to his own office. How on earth would you leave people that are in should be in charge of their own day-to-day task, leave their offices, leave their important function of the nation to come receive Mr. President back to Abuja? This is not a courtesy visit to, say, Oyo State or to Lagos State or to any other state. This is the base of the president. So president is coming back. I'm going to bring the FCT minister. I don't know who this is. Like, all of these people are coming to receive him. I don't understand. I don't understand. So, okay, for example, let's see. Okay, I understand if Bajabiamila goes there. What? Ashiwaju na our daddy, we don't get another way. Okay, I understand. I understand he's our daddy, but why would you leave all these people to leave whatever they're doing to come and receive him every day? When he comes back, I mean, not every day literally, but when he goes for a function and is coming back and then he's here, and you have all these people. So you have the one in charge of security, in charge of FCT, in charge of every other thing to come receive the president. I don't know. Maybe it's me though. I mean, I understand what they went to do in Brazil, creating a positive image for Nigeria, which is perfectly fine. I'm okay with that. But can we stop this? They missed him. Oh my god. maybe 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 they really missed him. Right? So, like Ribadu now, like we know what the security situation in the country is saying, right? So Ribadu has been doing well. I learned he caught some terrorists and all that. This is a lot because the cost involved in all this logistics is also huge, to be honest with you. But it's okay. I mean, yeah, he's back, and yeah, I think it was a good visit. There was certain thing that was going around on social media where President Bola Ahmed Tinubu talked about corruption and talked about how Nigeria is free from corruption. And again, the other party, the obedient, came for him. And I want to listen to that and really put some context in because I think he knows what he's talking about. I'm so sure he knows what he's talking about. And yeah, let's see. Uh, Tinubu in Brazil. And I think he was trying to paint a picture. Now let's look at this.
Took over in Nigeria. The reform that I've embarked upon since I took over in Nigeria has been very impactful. I can beat my chest for that. It was initially painful, but today the result is blossoming. It's getting clearer to the people. We have more money to the economy, no more corruption. We have the governor of Central Bank here. You don't have to know him before you get the foreign exchange that you need.
Mm-hmm.
The speculators are out in our currency market. The door is open for businesses.
Okay.
Easy in, easy out. The reform that have
Perfect.
embarked.
Perfect. He said no more corruption. Okay? No more corruption. And he was talking in certain context with respect to Forex, with respect to subsidy. And again, nobody is downplaying the pain and the pressure that Nigerians had to face. Okay, nobody's downplaying that. And that was what he said. Because I remembered before Tinubu, for you to get dollars, you have to work it. Again, it's a function of where we were with respect to these reforms and where we are now. And it was just a matter of time. Because if we had continued in that trajectory, I'm telling you, nothing will get done. More corruption will step in because it got to a point where we had to be borrowing to pay corruption, to pay for fuel subsidy, not corruption, to pay for fuel subsidy. The reserve was already emptied. So it was a question of what's the right thing to do. And it took it head on. And people were like, oh, it should have actually reduced the subsidy by 50% and then put a plan in place and all of those. The problem is this, it's going to reduce the subsidy by 50%. So your gas price goes up, but those stealing will continue to steal. Yeah. Oh, to be honest, Ashwaju is 1 million times better than Boo Boo. He will. Oh, don't let's go there. Don't let's even talk about Boo Boo. Let's talk about Boo Boo. Boo Boo was a major challenge to the country. What Tinubu is doing right now, in my own opinion, is that he's going back to rewrite the wrongs that happened, not just Boo Boo alone, even before him. Like people come out today to complain about things that are not working, things that are happening. I'm saying nobody built any foundation to make the country work. Nobody. Like, how can the whole system be so messed up that electricity, we're just trying to fix that now. Forex, it was messed up. Subsidy, messed up. health messed up. We're now trying to TINUBU is now trying to do that one by one. The mineral sector is there. And that was what he's saying. That there is no more corruption. We've put in place a system that has eliminated the subsidy fraud, the forex fraud, because your forex was just a function of who you know. And why should I subsidize the forex of someone leaving the country to another country? And then they'll say, oh, this one is for Form A. And then you have this is this. You have to register for this. And then you keep calling your bank manager. Hello, have you presented this, my form? Because I need dollars. A lot of malfeasance. And TINUBU came and said, no. We're gonna lay the foundation. We're gonna do things the right way. You think it's easy? It's not. It's not. Anybody telling you that, oh, what is done? What has it done? Things are bad. Yes, things are bad because we've never laid a real foundation for the economy to work, for things to start working properly. And that is what TINUBU is doing. That is what it's doing. Again, let's talk about the corruption in the oil sector. And this is not me. This is not me saying that. Tony Elumelu said something. Let me see if I can get that. Tony Elumelu was talking about how all the oil that they were trying to, to get out of the rig, they couldn't get anything on TINUBU. Let me see if I can get that. That now they're getting as high as this one. Yeah. So this was 2024. Government should tell us those stealing crude with vessels. That was in 2024. But it came back and talked about, oh, I want to thank the president. Let me see. Praise TINUBU on oil. Let me see. Let me just see if I can get that video. There was this video that was okay. This is just someone having a script from that. Oh yeah, this is the video. This is the video.
I tell Mr. President that in the oil and gas sector of this country, a lot has happened in the past 2 years. I'm not a politician, so I'm not feeling like one.
I think he's a politician. Lumelu is a politician, but let's leave that.
A lot has happened. Some of you here know I'm an investor in the oil and gas sector. We generate over 58,000 barrels of oil every day. Mr. President, before you took over to 2023, people here know, I shouted on social media, I tweeted that we were producing and losing 97% of our oil production. 97, Mr. President, over 50,000 barrels, 97%. Mr.
Wow.
President, every month we do what is called fiscalization. Last month, for month of June, and let's say Energy will know this, we got 98%. So 2% loss is significant. People don't know this, but it takes time for people to know what's going on. So whenever I have the opportunity.
Wait. What did he just say? It takes time for people to understand because it then trickles down. So the guy that invested in these oil facilities and loses 97%, how do you even cope? How do you even expect to have a 97% loss from oil and gas, drilling and all of those? Practically, it just means that they were just running the thing and not really making money. And this has been corroborated. I think I read it on Reuters. It's been corroborated that, let me tell you something. This is the reality. This is the reality. Now they're making, what they're getting now, they're able to actually take it to shore and ship it out and export. That's really impressive.
Opportunity, I say it as it is. Power is so critical. You know, Mr. President, with the energy we have in this country, youth energy, youth population, the stability you're bringing, this country will take off.
Exactly. And that's what we're waiting for. Now that the foundation has been laid, he's done the subsidy reforms. Brutal. I would not for one day or 1 second downplay the pain that people went through in all of these reforms. I would not. Again, I can decide to focus on how a lot of all these other politicians are not really pushing, these reforms well. Like the states are getting like more than almost times 2 of what they used to get. The local governments are getting times 2 of what they used to get, if not more. But the reforms are critical. That's something people will start to notice. It takes time. When you build stuff, it takes time. Even when you destroy stuff, you don't know that things are getting bad until after a while. But it's difficult to build than to destroy.
Some generating companies are indebted to banks. Banks are threatening.
Okay, all right, yeah, thanks, Step Monique. Yeah, talk to you later. Yeah, bye. Bye-bye.